Hey folks, Quillian here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3 as Soviet Union. One thing I want to say at this point is my apologies if I haven't been able to respond to any comments because of certain technical issues at this end. I'm recording this before the first episode has even gone live, so my ability to respond to any useful advice in the comments is unfortunately zero. I'm really sorry about that because I know there's lots of mistakes that I'm most likely making over here. And you guys would probably be making me a better player, but yeah, sometimes it's not going to work out that way. So, it's been a couple of days, but last time I went and puppeted Turkey. Maybe I should have annexed them. I don't actually know how much industrial capacity Turkey has, and maybe, you know, adding that to my pool would have been better. Dealing with a few partisans every now and again may not be the end of the world, but there we go. I've been talking about going and, as my next action, taking out Persia and Afghanistan. And I think, you know, some of that is still very, very valid. But I've been thinking hard about this, and Romania is currently unaligned. They're moving towards the Axis, but they are not part of the Axis right now. And almost certainly they will be part of the Axis at some later point, especially if I go and take out Persia and or Afghanistan, thereby increasing my threat, which will increase countries who are afraid of me to be more willing to join factions. So what I'm thinking is actually an early declaration of war against Romania, because here's the thing, it will increase my border with Axis powers, right? Because Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, and Hungary are all Axis members right now. Interestingly enough, Hungary isn't actually in the war, but they are an Axis member. I don't know, they didn't get called in, I guess. They probably joined the Axis after the war started and then haven't been called in. But if Germany were to declare war on me, or vice versa, they would join in, and, you know, that starts to be, yeah, it's a long front, but it's also a lot of extra units that they could throw in. And if my border is basically this and relatively fortified, the advanced German units, combined with just probably sheer bulk of extra stuff that can be thrown at me down here, could be a problem. However, A, if I take Romania out of the picture, that means fewer threats coming my way, and B, the troops that are down here are not going to be as good as the German ones, most likely. They probably won't have the same technology, and they probably won't have the same raw numbers. And I suspect what I could do is quickly overwhelm, especially going south, say, Bulgaria and whatever's left of Greece at this time, plus Yugoslavia. Most likely Greece is going to get eaten completely by Bulgaria or some other combination of Axis forces over here. So I can probably run over these guys quite quickly and actually pop them out of the war, and therefore remove a lot of extra just bodies that Germany would have to help throw at things, especially with Hungary over here, because this giant front, most likely they'll have a lot of units all along here, and we can attack them from all kinds of different directions and probably just run over them. And so in practice, I don't think this is going to add that much to our front, right? Because this bit here will sort of becoming this bit here. Yeah, plus a little of Italy. Anyway, I think that would be a pretty strong move. So, what I'm going to do is this. The Odessa HQ, which is down here, is going to get, like, all the units it could ever want. I'm going to focus hard on the Odessa units, because it's going to be part of this rapid defeat of the Balkan powers as quickly as possible, and then all the extra units, assuming that happens, can potentially punch through Germany here. We may be on a retreating front over here, but if we can come around behind here with a bunch of super strong, fully, you know, recruited units and then surround some German troops, that might work out well. So, first thing in production over here, I still have a bunch of planes I'd queued up, which is fine, I suppose. I think I might turn on automatic deployment. But in the Odessa HQ down here, you can see what they're specifically asking for, which isn't very much at this time. I'm going to go ahead and just hit build for them. It'll automatically queue that up. It's actually just asking for a few tank, these are actually tank brigades. No, they're making full divisions. Okay. Plus some interceptors. I actually might get some of these interceptors as well. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to make sure that their tanks specifically are at the top of the queue. There we go. Yeah, I think the numbers they ask for over here are number of divisions, and then they just are getting arranged in certain brigades, and that's okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and unpause. We're going to let these guys rearrange because I've told the Odessa HQ that its target is Bucharesti over here. Right? I know I say things terribly. Meanwhile, the Stalingrad HQ over here which is all this area. I've told it to target Tehran. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into a couple of different fronts. Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. The West Army Group, I'm going to detach you and make a new theater, Istanbul HQ. I like it. We are going to pick this HQ, and we are going to paint you and say that this is you. There we go. I think that'll make life a little simpler for some of my HQs. I'm going to automate you. I'm going to tell you to also go Tehran, because we're still going to attack from both fronts. We're going to tell you that you're going to be in attacking stances. I don't think we need the naval. There we go. Now we've got the Stalingrad HQ, which is still being told to go after Tehran, which is fine. Attacking stance, air offensive, naval offensive, which is fine. And then over here, the Odessa. Are you set to... No. You're going to be attacking, maybe even blitzing. Yeah, and that's going to put some new demands over there, right? Yes, indeed. I will go ahead and again build everything Odessa is asking for, and mostly move the tanks up a little bit higher. Just most of them. Some units are ready to be deployed, so I will actually go ahead and start dropping some of these ships, or some of these planes that are ready to be deployed here. Oops. And add you to Odessa. Okay, most likely, we can probably take Romania as is, and I gotta make sure not to wait too long, otherwise Romania might join the Axis and ruin these plans. I should have a decent number of forces over here. I don't have any vision, but the fact that they don't even have full frontline coverage, to me, says we're probably in pretty good shape. So let's go ahead and declare war to conquer Romania. I probably should just conquer everything. I probably should have just conquered Turkey. So we're going to go for that. Okay, war is declared. And yeah, you're still just aligning towards the Axis, and that is all. The AI is on for this. And in fact, it's already got a possibility to break through here. I think we're going to be fine. It's still shuffling some troops around. I mean, I declared war before things opened up. But that's all right. Once the Istanbul troops get over to the Persian border, I'll declare war in Persia as well and start pushing in there. All right, speed 4. Actually, probably speed 5. Pact concluded. USA has been accepted into the Allies. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, Day of Infamy. Okay, that's good because that starts to open up potential other threats against Germany, which is really good for me. This happened early, right? USA, Day of Infamy in USA, didn't they join in 41? I think that's true. I don't know when exactly. I know that historically Operation Barbarossa, which is when the Germans declared war on the Soviet Union, was June 41, I think? Now, that might, Germany might declare, oh my god, they've moved all their troops away from their border. Oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting to just declare war now. But I think I like the idea of taking Romania, redistributing my troops along this border. United Nations. And then when we do declare, but it'll be something like this, like if Germany has to pull their troops away from their border, we will declare then, and then try to rip through these countries here, and then, make big advances against Germany before they reestablish their lines. So is there, like, amphibious landing happening somewhere? Not that I see. Oh, some French rebels. That might be part of what's calling people over to the west. That's what's happening over here. A bit of a rebellion. In France. This province actually belongs to France, but that's only going to be temporarily. All right, deploy some more units. We've got some more interceptors. Yeah, I don't know. Put you there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the... because this is all interceptors. I'm going to say automatic deployment for you. I don't really care where the planes go. They can go where they want. We're probably going to start automating things a wee bit more. All right, Romania is definitely falling back, which is good. Tank production. I don't think any of the new tanks have come into play yet. We still have one industrial capacity queued up. Let's make sure you stay near the top of the list so that you get done. All right, and then we're going to wait for Turkey some more. Stalingrad is very low on troops. If we do want to take anything here, they will need some. I still want to finish the round of planes that I have queued up. Upgrades, reinforcements are all fine. So queuing up some more stuff in production right now doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't hurt us necessarily. Although, no, it wouldn't. But I'm still going to go ahead and just wait a little bit so we can be a bit more responsive. Once we take over Romania and these battle lines reassign themselves, Odessa will probably ask for even more troops because, of course, it's going to be boarding more things. How's Greece? All right, Greece has almost completely fallen to the Axis, which is good for me because I want Greece as part of my victory conditions. Greece, right over here, right? But I don't want to have to declare war on the Allies to get Greece. So if the Axis owns Greece, that's perfect because I can then go run some troops into here, and I think Greece will like automatically get puppeted. There'll be something like that. If I don't war gold them, I think it'll just auto puppet them. I'm not certain. Units and port supply, where would that be? Oh, way over here. Yeah, no, I totally understand. How's the infrastructure over here? Actually, halfway decent. So the supplies should flow. I mean, there is a long latency to get there. Yeah, you can see here, actually, they just dropped into poor supply. They do have to get a lot of troops from one side of the world to the other. Ooh, and it's going to be a bit slower through there. Although they can make use of a few extra stuff. I don't know. What is it? F? Yeah. You know that infrastructure doesn't take a lot of IC. It takes a decent amount of building time. But queuing up a bunch of it will not crush our war effort that much. And making sure that the Eastern Front is well supplied will be nice. There we go. Let's get a couple levels in there. Alright, that'll be fine. Because when the war with the Axis does break out, those troops are going to want their bullets so that they can fight. They're still not going to get a whole lot of support from me. I'm hoping they have just enough troops so that they don't get run over too quickly by the Japanese. And that hopefully at the same time the Japanese are being kept busy by the Americans, but I don't know. Alright, advancing here, we're going to apparently lose this battle over here. We're just marching in with 1 infantry against 2 mountain brigades. We've got a lot of reinforcements, but their chance to reinforce every day is pretty low. Although I think they may have just fallen back anyway, these guys. So I think we are continuing to advance regardless. Plus, we'll get a nice surround over here. If we do need another battle, it's going to be fine. Units and port supply, lack of troops. Bryansk and Kiev are saying they really need more troops to be able to hold this line properly. So queuing some stuff up for them soon will definitely be a thing. I'm wondering if my industrial capacity really didn't, if I needed to build it up more. That may be a case. We may not be able to produce as much as we want. Alright, let's go to fast forward. How are we looking over here? Oh, good. Persian border. We're going to go ahead and declare war on you. We've got lots of troops over there, and we'll go conquer. Got lots of troops, at least over here. Actual Stalingrad HQ is pretty hard up. But it's really not my priority. At all. I think the Istanbul HQ will be able to run through them fine. Istanbul might be a place where we actually do want more units. Again, to help punch through over here. And just this whole southern bit be able to go through it as quickly as possible. It'd be nice if the auto build button I could just specify, you know, only infantry or something like that. Or something. I mean, I can queue it up and then cancel a bunch of things. Which will happen. But okay. So yeah, even with all that infantry, we're not increasing our industrial capacity demand that much. Alright. So because I'm declaring war and increasing my threat, a lot of my neighboring countries will be going and joining the Axis at this point, which isn't great. Uprising in Finland, which should get stomped down pretty fast. And we're only at war with Romania and Persia right now. Yes, okay, good. Alright, Romania is being pushed back very well. Very happy about that. Ooh. My units might be trying to do a bit of a surround. And we're winning the battle in the capital here. Just barely, slowly but surely. And we've got a lot of encirclement. There we go. That's being pushed very, very well. We've annexed Romania, which is now part of our country. Okay. Good. Odessa HQ. You no longer need this as a... Oh, I don't have the HQ. I always pick the army group. There you go. That is no longer a war goal. Instead... Oh yeah, I said a forward line over here. Instead, if a war breaks out, or when a war breaks out, I think you're going to make a push into Hungary will be top priority. Hungary and also Yugoslavia. Actually, I guess you should focus on Yugoslavia. All the way to the other side. You know, the capital, and then to the coast. That'll be fine. And then Istanbul, when you're done your Persian War, I will assign you sort of Greece and Sofia over here. That'll be alright. And then, that's still Odessa, huh? Kiev. Yeah, we set up these forward battle lines. I think I flagged stuff along a river, mostly. Let me go and cancel that. And specifically set Budapest as your goal. So again, the goal is to try to take out a bunch of the German allies early on. And you should also have an attacking stance. Nope, not blitzing. I mean, maybe. I'm just prepping this. Whereas everyone else, yeah, some forward goals are fine there, but mostly... No, I set you to attacking as well. I think we're mostly going to set you more to defensive, actually. Hold the north more than make a move forward. Although, if there's no one defending the border, then we might go into attack. All right, tell you what, let me leave you into attacking stance everywhere so that you can sort of ask me for units based on the idea that we are going to want to move forward. And I think that's going to be okay. All right, go, go, go. What's the time we're at? All right, we still got time. So we're going to wait for these units to reorganize themselves and then figure things out. Meanwhile, we're still making a run towards Tehran. Is Tehran the only victory point in Persia? No, there's actually a few more. So we're going to make sure to explicitly make sure to point out that I would like you to grab that. Now, you should continue to advance, but just to make sure, we're going to set them as points that we want you to focus on. And yeah, Persia really has no troops left. What troops they have are pushing in over here. Which is a little bit, you know, it's fine. It's a little bit silly, but it's fine. Yeah, you really could clearly use a few more troops. But I don't want... I mean, I'm not going to give you 100 units of Bulgaria, enforced conqueror in Greece. Okay, I'm not going to give you 100 infantry. I could queue up. Actually, that's probably a good idea. So there's going to be a variety of automatic demands, but... just to make sure that we've got a nice, round, happy number, as many places as possible, let's go ahead and start, like, 20 parallel infantry runs. And we'll serialize it as well, like that. So we'll get a lot of just infantry queued up. Okay, Persia has been conquered. Great. I'm actually not going to care about Afghanistan. Just because I want the Istanbul HQ to... I'm just resetting their goals. And they're going to focus entirely on this side of things. They should automatically move there because that is a front. But I'm going to specifically tell them to target a couple of provinces over here. And that should encourage all their troops to move over here. And that's good. Now, if we happen to... Ooh, 8% bonus to industrial capacity. If we happen to have enough people from the Stalingrad HQ come over to the Afghanistan border, great. But I'm not going to worry about it. It's not part of my victory condition. And it's certainly not part of anything that should be considered a real threat. We've got lots of fuel, which is great. We're a little bit lower, a little bit decaying our rare metals, but most of it is because it's being traded away. I wonder if I should just disable the automated trade so that we're no longer trading things away. It's probably fine to keep it going. Give us maybe more cash or something. Other than that, we are just going to keep producing over here. I had redirected a bunch of stuff over into officers to get that count up, and it's coming up very nicely now. Espionage I can probably keep to 0 and be okay with that. Diplomacy, I'm going to drop you down. So we've got lots in the bank, and there we go. Just like that. And I'm going to bring the officer count somewhere around here. Try to maintain above 100%, more or less. And yeah, certainly do some research. What do I want to start queuing up here? What's the year? 41? Oh, okay. Let's get our 1942 level of infantry. In fact, I'm going to make that a top priority. I suspect our medium tanks, the same thing can happen as well. Okay, no, that's already still in the queue. Good. Alright, you guys work on that stuff. Because I want my improved infantry, ideally before the war with Germany starts. That would be nice. If I complete the medium tank tech UK took Ethiopia. That's good! Anything that hurts the Axis is good for me. We'll requeue the medium tanks and put them back at the top when that's done. If we can get the 1942 tanks and infantry researched, that might be the time to start our attack. Production queue is nice and full, right? Yeah, especially with all the extra infantry I queued up, which I'm good and happy about. I got the automatic deployment up, so they'll get spread out all over the place. And we will probably do some more requests. In particular, that Far East Theater probably could use some more love. I actually like the idea of getting the garrison units over there. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit this build command to queue up everything the Far East is asking for. I'm going to pull back on some of the things. Take away some of their motorized infantry. We're not going to build a transportation fleet. That's fine. And we're not going to add any extra planes to them either. I'm make sure I'm going to DQ some of the armor. There we go. They can have some. And then the garrisons. That's okay. It's not, the garrison is using militia level tech, which is not particularly advanced, but they're cheaper to build. And I think that's going to be fine. Alright, we got some tech advance. There's our medium guns. Agriculture as well, which is quite nice. So we're going to get all the medium tank upgrades. I think there's one more that needs to tick. Yeah, the tank reliability. That's probably it there. Yes, it is. Then, what I'm going to do is make sure that all the tank tech gets moved up to the top of the list as well, to make sure that we are researching our medium tank tech as well as our infantry. So everything being brought up to 1942 levels. Probably we need some upgrades, which is going to happen. Combat medicine and first aid, very good. Still not ahead of time, so that is fine. Officers still steady at 121 for now. Honduras is joining the Allies, which is okay. Mass assault advances. And yeah, we're not going to have like a ton of troops over here. Although, no, it's piling up pretty nice. I think we're going to be able to run through Bulgaria very quickly. Blitzkrieg advances. Nice. Any other land doctrines that really need to be paid attention to? Yes, we need the operational level organization. Here, we'll put that up top too. That's actually really, 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 really critical. Reducing the time between attacks is massively important. I mean, a lot of the doctrines are really good, but that one is incredibly important. Because otherwise you give the enemy a lot of opportunity to go and sort of reinforce and restructure their lines. Whereas if you just attack faster, and especially with fast-moving units, you can tear through the enemy lines much faster than they might expect it. Alright, how's my production queue? 573. Right, because I do have some of those Far East buildings in there. Some planes as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut back on their plane budget. They might get extra fighters assigned anyway. That was a multi-role fighter, but that's okay. We still have a bunch of these infantry jobs in bulk, which I'm okay with. They're going to get auto-deployed to appropriate places. This plan to go into auto-deployment is one of the reasons I have Army Reorganization turned on. In fact, I should probably turn it back on for this guy, which is going to eat in... Ooh, Italy just conquered Iraq. It is going to eat into my officer pool as we create a bunch of extra HQs over here. They should be in a reasonable composition. Just getting to the point where some of it, because of the sheer amount of units I'm building, I don't want to micromanage building every single one. Fall of Sydney. Italy, the trains run on time. Kaiser Wilhelm II has died. So Sydney has been invaded by the Japanese. That's not good, because we definitely need more allies harassing the Japanese, so that, there we go, so that my forces in the east don't get obliterated too quickly. Now, just because Sydney has fallen doesn't mean all of Australia will fall, doesn't mean the Japanese are running roughshod through the Pacific, but it's not great. Okay, the first round of upgrades are done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a cut in here. And what I'm planning to do for the next little bit here is just continue to mass produce as much stuff as possible. Probably not start any attacks. And then if we get both 1942 techs, it'll be in 1942, but at least it'll be up to date. And we get an opening with, say, the Germans pulling back some of their troops from the border again. I think that might be the time to pull the trigger, because I think we'll be able to smash through the southern front, the Balkan front, very, very quickly. Hopefully hold our front lines up here. But even if they have to withdraw a bit, I think we can come in through here and start to surround these troops in a pretty awesome manner. Istanbul, you are one of the places that could use some more stuff. You got a request in for some planes, the garrison, lots of infantry, which will probably get auto-deployed, but I actually will go and queue you up. And then I will remove the Far Eastern garrisons is fine. And it's not our latest tech. I don't know, we should probably just not build them at all. Hopefully, the just infantry jobs I set up, hopefully they'll get automatically deployed evenly across everyone, including the Far East, which they want. Istanbul, yeah, some air support will be important. So we'll get that queued up that way. Again, we've got way more production queued up than we actually have as a production rate, but that's what I'm going to want. Basically, let that run, enforce the southern front as much as possible, just so we can go nuts through here while trying to delay them in the north as much as possible, and then hopefully have this break in through the south of Germany. Cross our fingers. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.